basically, in case you don't know, Shonen Jump is premiering 6 new series altogether. Last episode, we talked about our thoughts on We Never Learn and U19, but on this episode, we're going to be talking about our thoughts on Demon Prince Poro's Diaries and Hungry Marie, and I think we're just going to start off with Poro. Sid, if you want to talk about what Poro is about in particular.
Yeah, Toro is about this demon prince who really is in love with human culture, specifically Japanese culture. He's a mega otaku.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's this kind of wimpy kid. He's like kind of in a Zatch Bell-esque fight in the underworld where, all these demons are challenging him, to try and unseat them because, like, they all want to become the next Demon King because his father's retiring in, like, a year. But Poro's, like, super unbelievably strong, so, like, he can, like, beat back all his attackers. But, like, he's kind of sick of it. He doesn't like fighting. He doesn't really deal with all this bullshit. So, like, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go into the human world because that's better and I can, like, do what I want and not live such a wild life. So he goes and does that. He transfers into a Japanese school. He kind of sticks out because, he's so unbelievably strong. He, like, breaks down the door and, like, kind of unwittingly shows off how strong he is at certain points.
And his copy of Shonen Jump tries to eat him at one point.
Yeah, there's, like, demon everything. There's, like, demon everything in the series. There's, like, demon Shonen Jump. There are, like, demon doors. Everything can be a demon, basically. There's demon traffic lights, So, basically, Poro befriends this one kid whose name I can't really remember, but he befriends this one kid who takes a liking to him. They hang out. He has his first real friend. Like, some demons follow him from the underworld to kidnap the kid. And so Poro goes to rescue him and he gets, like, shows off, like, how scarily strong he can be and whatever. But, like, the human kid is not, like, scared at all. Like, he's just pretty impressed and all cool with it. So Poro just continues living his daily life, basically. But other demons find out that Poro's in the human world and like, oh yeah, let's go in there and kick his butt. And so that's basically the premise of the series. It's basically, there's been a lot of these Jump series that are about, demons coming from the underworld to engage in human culture. Like, there was Devilly Man, there was Salmon the Summoner, there was Taiko Wanabata's Daily Demon Diary. Like, it's like a whole genre in of itself. So I don't know if Poro really does anything to set itself aside from the rest of it. It has some pretty funny gags, though, so that's pretty nice. Like, there's some great, like, movie poster parodies. My Name and Soon Godzilla.
Yes.
That was great.
I actually remember seeing that.
Yeah. So, the premise of Poro is also kind of like Blood Lad, except it doesn't have as much dark humor. It's just very this genuine kind of cutesy humor. And it's probably going to be more of a fighting series as it goes along, but right now it's very much like these kind of low-key, like, Poro is trying to fit in human society, and demons are coming after him and messing with people around him, and he helps these people around him by defeating the demons inside them or whatever. Like in the second chapter where this demon possesses the student council. Not student council, he's like some hall monitor guy who is messing with Poro because he was being late to school. It's like, at the end of the chapter, after Poro, like, expels, like, the demon from him, like, he's all more, like, chill with him. It's like, I'll let this slide this time. You can be late this time, whatever. So, there's some interesting things about Poro, but I wasn't, like, too impressed with it, necessarily.
Another thing I'd like to point out is that another reason why Poro comes to the demon world is that, eventually in a year, he's gonna have to take up the moniker of Demon King, but, at the very least, he wants to spend enough time in the human world to basically write enough diary entries down and basically take note of, like, the culture in the human world so that maybe he can sort of reform the demon world to his liking, to have it not be as violent or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically where the title comes from.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another, like, Zatch Belly aspect. Like, when I become king, I'm going to reform the entire system so that we don't have to ever do this again,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were discussing this earlier, but it feels very much like Blood Lad meets Gash Bell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see that. Personally, I thought it was funny and cute. I don't mind maybe reading another, like, gag series weekly in Jump, assuming this gets picked up in the Viz Jump, but out of the 4 that me and Sid have read, this one so far I would definitely like to read weekly along with the other one, I guess we could go on to talk about, unless you have anything else you want to say, Sid.
I mean, personally, this has been the weakest of the Jump Starts for me so far, just
you think so?
Yeah, just because I've seen this premise done so much in Jump in just the last couple of years. Again,
that's
mentioned,
fair, yeah.
Devlin Man, Tako Wanabatsu, like, this is a pretty common premise, a demon coming to the human world. You know, there's just a lot of things that can draw similarities to, and, like, there are good gags in it, but it's just not doing anything right now that's like, okay, what sets this apart from another series in this ilk, like Salmon or Blood Lad, you know?
Yeah, that's totally fair, and I get that, because, like, even when I was reading the first chapter of Poro, I remember liking it and thinking it was funny, but even I remember thinking somehow, like, I like it, but I'm not, like, loving it, and I think that's probably the reason why, is because I've seen this kind of premise done in manga before, and like you said, it's not really doing anything, like, super different to, like, set itself aside from those other series that we've read, so I think that's probably what's keeping me from, like loving it. But, you know, I enjoy it enough to where, like, I would read more of this if I had the chance to.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested in reading more of it and seeing where
But it's not, like, the most amazing thing I've ever read, you know?
Yeah, that's basically how I feel.